Forget debugging code the old way. Reading lines and lines of text, just trying to guess what went wrong on the screen.
Exactly. The really shocking thing about Google's new AI, Antigravity, is that it doesn't guess. It literally watches your app run.
It has vision.
It has vision.
Yeah.
It can see a button is off screen, read the logs, and then just fix the CSS autonomously.
This changes pretty much everything for front-end debugging.
It's a huge shift.
Yeah.
Welcome to the deep dive.
Today, we are taking a close look at Google Antigravity. It's an AI-powered IDE that's an integrated development environment that uses a pretty unique Chrome extension as its eyes. Our goal here is to pull out the crucial insights for you, the learner. We're going to look at that unique visual AI, the practical setup steps you have to know, and really the revolutionary accessibility this whole thing promises.
Yeah. We're going beyond just what it does. We're digging into the why. Why is visual feedback such a game changer compared to, the traditional blind coding AIs?
Let's get into it.
Let's do it.
Okay, so when we talk about IDEs, we're talking about the software developers use to write, test, and debug their programs. It's their workspace.
Right. And Antigravity is a fundamental shift in what that workspace is. It's not a passive text editor like VS Code. It actively participates.
It understands the result of the code, not just the syntax.
Precisely. And the thing that makes all of this possible is the Chrome browser extension.
So what's so special about that? What does it let the AI do that, say, a normal language model can't?
Well, it gives it three capabilities that all work together. First, direct browser control.
Meaning it can actually click things?
It can click things, it can fill out forms, it can navigate around. It acts like a human tester, not just a code generator.
Okay.
Second, and this is the big one, is screen recording and analysis. It understands the visual context of the app. It knows what a button looks like when it's just a few pixels too wide.
That's a critical distinction. It's not just reading the code's blueprint of the page, the DOM.
Exactly. A traditional AI can check your syntax for a button. It can't tell you, hey, that button you coded is visually breaking the entire layout.
But Antigravity can.
Antigravity can see that visual glitch, cross-reference it with the error logs, and then just fix it.
And I imagine the deep integration with Google's own ecosystem is the long-term advantage here.
That's the huge play. The tight Chrome and Antigravity link creates possibilities other tools just can't match. Imagine it connecting directly to Google Cloud services in the future.
So it's not just fixing a button, it could be provisioning a back-end service.
That's the potential. So the key takeaway here is this integration creates long-term possibilities other tools just can't match.
It's turning visual problems into solvable code problems instantly.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it.
Okay, so for anyone listening who wants to jump in, access is web-based. It's antigravity.google. But there's a critical step that's easy to miss.
You have to install the direct link Chrome extension. It's not in the web store yet, so you need that specific link.
And why is that so important?
Well, beyond enabling the screen recording we just talked about, it allows for non-incognito access.
That sounds small, but for a developer, that is a massive, massive improvement. Can you explain why?
Sure. Most automation tools force you into a clean incognito state every time. So if you're testing something that requires a user to be logged in, you have to log in every single time.
With multi-factor authentication and everything.
Everything. It's a huge pain. But because Antigravity runs through your normal authenticated Chrome profile, it maintains that state. It stays logged in across tests.
Wow, that's a huge friction remover.
It's massive for workflow.
So once that's installed, you start with a simple prompt, something like create a TypeScript React app with a simple landing page.
Yeah, keep it simple at first. You select Gemini 3 Pro, probably the low version to start, and you hit execute.
And what happens next is kind of amazing to watch.
It really is. You're not just waiting for a block of code. You see files being created in the File Explorer. You see live code being written in the editor. And you see the terminal installing dependencies and starting the server all at once, all from one sentence. It's like watching an entire dev team at work in fast forward.
A quick note, though, using the Gemini 3 Pro low model, it does require a bit of patience. It's not instant. You might be waiting a few minutes.
For sure. But when it's done, You get two ways to see your app: an internal preview, which shows you what the AI is seeing.
And the normal external localhost 0.30 view.
Right.
Yeah.
And switching between those two is really useful for debugging what the AI is thinking.
So just to paraphrase, that non-incognito access is so important because testing can maintain authentication and state without repeated user logins.
Exactly. It just removes a huge repetitive headache from the workflow.
Let's talk about the main event here, the live recording feature.
This is the money feature for sure.
As your app is running, Antigravity is capturing screenshots at regular intervals. It's basically treating your app's behavior like a video stream of data.
Yeah, you'll see these little blue bars on the timeline. That means it's actively recording and watching. And this is where the potential for true autonomous debugging really comes in.
The one.
Whoa. I mean, just imagine the AI watching an app fail, right? It watches it crash. It instantly reads all the logs. It visually understands why the button vanished when you clicked it, and then it fixes it. It writes the code, continues the runtime, all without a human touching it.
That's moving way beyond just code suggestions. That's autonomous repair.
It's revolutionary potential.
And the workflows for iterating on your app are all driven by this visual input. The simplest one is the screenshot-based workflow.
Yeah, you can just drag a screenshot into the chat and say something like, make this look better.
And it actually understands that. Make it look better.
It does. They call it vibe coding. Since the AI has vision, it can interpret words like modern or cleaner and translate that into actual CSS changes like adjusting padding or changing fonts.
So you don't need to be a designer to get a good-looking result.
Not at all. And then there's the more advanced screen recording workflow. You can tell it to record an interaction, analyze why it failed visually, and then generate new components based only on that visual context.
So the whole interface must be built to handle this flood of visual information.
It is. You have the Agent Manager, which is your main control panel, an inbox system which organizes all the AI's updates so you don't miss anything. And the File Explorer even gives you visual cues like green for new files.
So just to recap that point, the system handles aesthetic requests using vibe coding, which means it translates descriptive terms into concrete visual changes.
Yeah, it connects what you mean, your human intent, directly to the visual outcome.
Okay, this is powerful stuff, but we need to talk about the controls and safety nets. You need to configure some essential settings before starting a real project.
Absolutely. First is the review policy. For just playing around and rapid prototyping, set it to always proceed. It lets the AI work without asking for permission.
But for anything serious?
For production, you have to set it to request review. You need to approve every single change, every dependency it wants to install. You don't want it pulling in something malicious.
Good point. What else?
For beginners, I'd say turn terminal command auto execution on it. It just smooth things out. Same with auto continue, which lets the agent try to fix its own errors.
And there's one setting that's absolutely critical.
Yes, you must enable agent web tools. This is non-negotiable.
Why is it so important?
If it's off, the AI only uses code from its training data, which can be months or years out of date. With web tools enabled, it can search the live web for the latest APIs, the newest documentation, and current best practices. Your code will actually work.
That brings us to the ultimate safety net, GitHub.
Yes. Look, I still wrestle with prompt drift myself. You give the AI a slightly wrong instruction, it misinterprets it, and suddenly your whole application is broken.
And if you don't have version control,
You're stuck. GitHub is your safety net. It saves stable snapshots of your code. Building without it is like building on quicksand. You need to be able to roll back.
we also have to do a reality check here. This is a version 1 product.
It is. And the docs are honest about it. The generation can be slow, and some features are still maturing. That live recording feature we're so excited about, the documentation literally says it's extremely buggy right now.
So besides the slow generation speed, the biggest friction point for early adopters is probably that the first version it builds might be a little basic.
Yes, it's a starting point. You still have to guide the vision and iterate quite a bit.
So let's put this in context. How does Antigravity stack up against competitors like Cursor AI or Replit?
Well, the first thing you'll notice is that Antigravity looks and feels like VS Code, which is the standard IDE for millions of developers. That familiarity is a huge advantage.
It lowers the barrier to adoption for existing devs.
Right. But the real long-term advantage is that Google ecosystem we keep coming back to. No one else has that deep native integration with the browser itself. That's their trump card.
And what are developers who've used it saying they like the most?
Even with the V1 bugs, the praise is consistently for the UI generation quality, the visual design it produces, the layout, the spacing, the colors. It's surprisingly good.
It allows people who aren't designers to create professional-looking apps.
And that's the revolutionary part, really, the accessibility.
Let's unpack that.
Think about the old barrier to entry for software. It was years. Years of learning code, config files, servers, all of it. The time investment was just enormous.
And now?
Now, the new reality is that barrier has basically crumbled. What you need now is a clear description of what you want to build, a basic understanding of the problem you're solving, some patience, and basic GitHub skills.
The time commitment has dropped from years of study to maybe hours of learning how to prompt an AI.
It's a profound shift, and it empowers so many people. Entrepreneurs can build their own MVPs. Designers can build fully working prototypes. Business folks can create their own internal tools.
So the main barrier isn't technical implementation anymore.
Not at all. It's about understanding what you want to build and why. It's a conceptual challenge, not a mechanical one.
So to pull it all together for the big idea recap.
I'd say anti-gravity fundamentally shifts AI coding by giving it vision through that deep Chrome integration. This visual feedback just dramatically lowers the barrier to entry for building software.
The impact of giving the AI eyes is just immense. It shifts the work from fixing obscure code errors to defining clear visual goals.
Yeah, and this technology works best when you, the user, are crystal clear about what you want the final result to look like, even if you don't know a single line of code to get there.
The tools exist, the capabilities are real. The only question is, what will you build?
A powerful thought to end on.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into Google Antigravity.
We'll see you on the next one.